friends, welcome to Spellbinders Small Die of the Month. This one is all about brunch. It is just adorable. Everything die cut and embossed, ready to go. I'm starting off with a panel of color wheel cardstock out of indigo, and I've used the 3D embossing folder of the month to give it this beautiful quilted texture. And then I will be layering on these ovals. These have been die cut with the Spellbinders scallop and stitched edged ovals. So I started off with the large scallop die cut this gorgeous gold glitter paper from the treasured cardstock pack. And then I will be layering on the next size down of the oval die, again out of the indigo, so it'll be layered on like that. I'm going to prepare all of my brunch items. To get started, I will be putting everything together. I'm going to add in a little bit of inking using rusty hinge and aged mahogany. As you can see, I have 2 strips of bacon, a waffle, 2 eggs, and then my sentiment. Let's do brunch. Start off with my bacon. I'm just using these small blending brushes. I'll use a little bit of rusty hinge all the way around the perimeter. And I'll do that with the little fat strip. I'm also going to add in a little bit of the aged mahogany. See how that looks. We'll do the same thing on this one. Now I'm going to move on to a little bit of fossilized amber on the waffle. Just add that just around the edges. There we go. And I'm also going to add just a little bit around the perimeter of the egg white. I think I'll go over that lightly with the mahogany. Give it that little bit of a crispy edge that you sometimes get when you fry an egg. Just tone down the yellow a little bit. There we go. So before I adhere those together, I am going to prepare my paper die cut wine glasses out of. I have die cut these pieces which are going to sit on the underside of the glass. Give it that sparkling drink look, and I do want to do my glasses out of vellum. So I'm just going to add in some of this thicker double-sided tape. This is 1 inch wide, do that twice, so I can cut 2 glasses. Okay, I'm going to put the die on the top side of the vellum so that when it is die cut, I'll be able to peel off the backing paper, and then I can adhere these die cuts underneath. So the one thing that I didn't take into account was the stem. So to die cut it so that I don't have any adhesive on that portion. Okay. So as you can see, I've die cut it so that only the top portion of the glass is going to have the adhesive on it. The reason why I am doing it this way is because vellum does not interact very well with liquid. So this is a safe way to add in some adhesive when you want to adhere something underneath it, as I am doing. Okay, so here is one glass, and there's my glitter die cut, and then my second die cut, which is out of the white cardstock, just sit on top like so. And there are my wine glasses. These are going to be finished off with gold glitter bows. I will go ahead and put those together. So I find when I'm adhering glitter cardstock together that it does need some extra drying time to make sure that it doesn't shift. While they're drying, I will go ahead and adhere the other elements together. Very much adhesive on, just a very thin line. So the one thing that I didn't point out is that all of these elements can be turned into little characters. I just chose to use them without the little faces. So there's the liquid that is inside the wine glass, and you can have a little face on there. And same with the egg yolk. They're separate, so you can choose whether to turn it into a character or not. And then there are all of these little arms and legs that you can use in conjunction with them. So it's kind of fun that they've built it in such a way that it does give you some choices. And of course, choices always equals versatility. So it's nice when you can use these die sets to extend ways that they can be put together. And there's my sentiment. So this sentiment can go on a little flagpole, which could be held by one of the characters. I'm just going to use it as a banner. This is all die cut with color wheel cardstock. For the bacon and the waffle, I used a combination of truffle and fawn cardstock. And then for the banner and for the egg yolks, I've used beeswax. Bows on. So I am going to use liquid adhesive to attach the bows to the wine glasses. A little dot of adhesive, and it's not going to really have any ill effects on the vellum. And push it right out of the way so that I don't disturb it. Now I can go ahead and start putting my background together. So again, I am adhering to the gold glitter cardstock, so I'm actually going to get my oval on first. Get it centered onto the scalloped oval. And then I'm going to set this piece aside under some weight and just let that adhesive dry. While that is drying, I'll go ahead and put my quilted panel on an A2 sized card base. I like to try to catch all of the high points so that it's going to lay nice and flat. When I embossed this panel, it wasn't precisely centered, but I did try to more or less get it the same side to side and top to bottom. It's a little bit off on the bottom, but nothing that is really glaring. And I try to get this centered. And of course, when you have a pattern on there, it does make it a little bit easier. And I am going to my pieces ready. The elements will be popped up and others will be adhered directly to the background, but I know I want my sentiment popped up, so get that ready to go. We'll go ahead and attach my sentiment, which I want to be grounding the card, so it'll be adhered to the bottom of the oval. There we go. Notice that I just kind of lightly laid it down first, and so I could make some adjustments to it before I laid it down flat. Now I will just go ahead and lay out. Start by adhering the waffle directly to the background. Strip of bacon. Pop up the second strip of bacon. Layer that. So this egg, I will just put a small foam square where it's going to overhang, just to stabilize it, and it can be adhered to the bacon. So I'll just add some adhesive there. And this egg adhere directly to the background, and then we'll some peach opalescent sequins. I will finish this off with Nuvo Crystal Drops Morning Dew. And that will take some time to dry, so I like to leave it for a few hours or overnight, depending on when I have been crafting. And there we go, friends. This is Spellbinders Small Die of the Month. It is absolutely adorable. I love how versatile it is. You can make it kind of a more serious card like I have done, or you can turn it into something that's full of fun by adding in the cute little faces, arms, and legs to these elements. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I appreciate your visit.